Welcome to This Week in WWE. I'm Bullet B, joined by my co-host Bill Mack and my alternative co-host JP. We were just talking about the Sunny sex tape, Sunny Side Up. I thought that'd be a wonderful way to start off a WWE conversation here. Yeah, we were saying that she wasn't that into it. It looked like she was just doing it for a paycheck or whatever the case. And, hey, Sunny was hot 20 years ago, 15 years ago. LOD 2000 was Sunny Side Up. That was awesome, but present day Sunny, not too much. I mean, I guess it's a nostalgic thing. You know, about a year ago, people would pay her to spoon, where they could spoon her and everything like that. I'm like, well, okay, whatever floats your boat. So, yeah, man. No, I'm not too interested in that. You know, so you guys want to check it out?
No, dude, those eggs have been scrambled long ago. Too much for me to buy. I don't even try. You know, you better just keep them over easy as you possibly can, because there ain't no way I would even worry about those eggs. To me, they've kind of scrambled long ago, so that's not something I think I'm going to check it out.
Well, the milk is expired. It's past its expiration date. You know, kind of like how Julie was a few years ago. She's past that, you know.
Get him, boy.
Shit. I want to talk about it. Hall of Famer, yeah. Funny.
Take it away from her.
I think it's just kind of interesting. I think it's kind of interesting to see that, because you already know that China went and did it, and now Sunny's doing it. So I don't know. You kind of think, well, China's lost a lot of muscle mass, I think, since she got into the porn industry. But I think now she's out of it, and then she had that mental breakdown and was trying to go after Triple H or something. And then Sunny, I don't know if she's out of wrestling, but she seems like she would look a whole heck of a lot better than China does.
Yeah, but see,
that post Hall of Fame, China was never in the Hall of Fame. They're not going to put her in there, but they should definitely take Sunny out of the Hall of Fame so they won't be hypocrites. But I mean, if it was my company, I wouldn't worry about it. You know, just leave her in there.
Well,
it's just a website. The Hall of Fame's just a fucking website.
Yeah, but see, they said that they asked China, would she rather go and do Playboy, or would she rather be inducted into the Hall of Fame? And she chose Playboy. That's what I heard a while back when they were talking about this on the podcast, whether she was going to take either going to the WWE Hall of Fame or Playboy. She chose Playboy. Now Sunny's different, because Sunny has gotten into a lot of legal mess over the years. She's doing Skype now for money, you know, where she'll show a little boob, little butt, you know, stuff like that, and charge people by the minutes to watch her actually do this stuff. So, I mean, China hasn't resorted down to that. And like you said, I think she was a teacher over there in Japan or China somewhere.
Hello, Japanese people. My name is China. No pun intended.
What's your China voice, man?
I can't do that right now.
Oh, my God. Buddy.
China. This is China. I come to talk to you about a deal. About a deal, no.
But it was so funny, though, man. But she's tried, but that whole thing with X-Pac really messed her up. So that's her team. She's not going to get into it, no matter how much she tries to apologize to Triple H for all that stuff that happened, you know. Oh, did you see that message that somebody wrote Stephanie? Marty Jannetty. Did you read that about Marty Jannetty's post?
Yeah, he got offended by Stephanie's little promo there for some reason.
Yeah, he said, you know, all those kids aren't hunters, right? I was like, ooh. As he called her out, I was like, you know, all those kids aren't hunters, right? Like, oh, yeah. You know, I mean, that's just a horrible thing. But, yeah, man, it's just...
Dolph Ziggler pinned Kevin Owens clean in the ring. What the fuck is that about?
What?
Yeah, happened on Raw. Did you see that, just Ravenous?
Which one?
Ziggler pinning Kevin Owens clean on Raw. What was that about?
Are they not trying to give him a push?
Yeah.
Oh my God, another push? Ziggler don't. Okay, how was Kevin Owens? This is what kills me now. They've sat here and talked about, and you've heard them. Bullets, you heard them talk. You've heard Aaron Rift and a bunch of other ones talk about this. They're wanting to push Owens to be this monster of a heel because they don't have any other heels other than Owens, and they're going to let Ziggler, who's been he's mid-card at best. How are you going to keep building Owens up or supposedly build him up? This is where their creative has just gone off their rocker with. How is he supposed to build Owens up into this monster? Which I like the Dean Ambrose stuff. Because they showed a video of Owens in the crowd, and he's punching Ambrose in front of this little kid, and the daddy's holding the kid in his arms, and Owens says, "Yeah, that kid's full of charisma," and then he hits Ambrose and knocks him down. Then he acts like he's going to give the little kid 5, and when the little kid goes to swing, Owens takes his hand and goes alongside of his head. Everybody goes, "Oh!" I said, "Damn, Owens done low blow to a 3-year-old kid." I said, that dude's a heel in a minute, but you going to tell me they're going to let Dolph Ziggler beat him? I don't get their direction. I just don't. That doesn't make sense to me.
Just sets up a rematch, I guess. To have a match next week on Raw.
Oh,
That didn't make too much sense to me. But Raw opened up with Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman in the ring, cutting a promo about the triple threat coming up at Fastlane. Dean Ambrose came out there and told Brock that he wasn't too big on having to fight him, but he'll do what he has to do to win the title, do whatever it takes. And Brock Lesnar was just laughing in his face, and Ambrose leaves the ring. Typical 20-minute little promo to open up Raw.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see that. I could see Ambrose. Ambrose can take a beating. You know, he can take a beating. So can Roman. So if you're looking for 2 guys to get beaten, Suplex City and back, those are 2 guys you can pretty much do. Because I know that Ambrose can take a beating like nobody else. He can he can take a beating like a redheaded stepchild. I mean, that's just how much he can take it. But I could see that he ain't gonna beat Brock, but I can see him being a good person to take ass whipping from the beast.
Yeah, it's a predictable pay-per-view. I think Roman Reigns is going to roll up Dean Ambrose for the pin in that triple threat, something like that. Bray Wyatt will distract Brock, so Brock will stay strong and I'll set up the match there. Yeah, I don't want to see Brock versus Triple H at WrestleMania. They've done that already. They've already had a couple of matches in the past like that, so I don't see that happening too much. It's going to be Mr. Boring Roman Reigns, I think. He's just boring, man.
Yeah.
He is.
Roman Reigns is just boring. You know. Believe that.
They should just make him a heel. I know I've said this heel, but God knows, guys, they don't have any heels on there. It's like they were saying, make Roman Reigns a heel. Just don't let him talk. Let him piss the crowd off, and then let Paul Heyman or somebody. Because you know when Brock runs his dates out, Heyman's going to be around. Why don't Heyman take Roman Reigns under his shoulder? Because Heyman can talk good, build up Reigns really good without Reigns having to do anything.
That's true. We'll put him with the Usos and have a heel faction called Yo, That's My Cousin. You know.
They got booed because they were with him.
Exactly.
I tell you, you're guilty by association with the man. That's like me going to somewhere people booing me and you have to ride along with me. You get out the vehicle and people start booing you too. Like, what are you booing me for?
Like I hang out with Justin, man, people start booing me. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Justin be like, well, I'm such a good heel, you know? I'm like, okay. Oh, man. So AJ Styles didn't have a match on Raw, at least not on the Hulu version, but he had a good back and forth segment with The Miz on Miz TV, and Miz did his best to be a heel and put AJ Styles over. Told AJ Styles he's a nobody, he ain't worth the fuck, he's just a little country guy from Georgia, he can't make it in the big time. This was all psychological ways to get the audience to care about AJ Styles. Very cool, but AJ Styles didn't have a match. He did have a match on SmackDown last week against Joe Henning, Curtis Axel. Social outcast, man. Yeah.
That is so stupid. That's one thing about the social outcasts. I thought when they first started bringing those guys in, I'm like, okay, this is really interesting because you have this set group of guys that you brought in that you thought was really going to make an impact. You're the ones who set their characters this way. You're the ones who decided whether they would be a face or a heel. And you're the ones that ultimately failed in trying to actually get them over with the crowd in some way, shape, or form. So they go and bring them back. They've been gone, they've probably been on WWE Network, on WWE Superstars or whatever it is, because they haven't been on NXT or Raw or SmackDown or nothing like that. You know, they may pop up every once in a while, but now since they're a stable and they're coming out on Raw and SmackDown now, to me, honestly, like, I want to have faith in the fact of them as competitors, you know, because I really like that Flow Rider or Florida idiot dude, whoever it was, when 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 Bo Rida, as they call him now, with Bo Dallas.
Bo
That
Rida
was really
owned
cool.
his ass. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but like the thing is with me, me trying to be open-minded about it, is the fact that look what happened with New Day. Okay, when New Day came out, nobody didn't like them. Everybody hated them. They were a charisma vacuum, as you would say. They were just boring, and they suddenly turned heel, and then they just started to be like real obnoxious idiots, and a lot of people are grabbing onto it now. They think it's really entertaining. They think they're funny. Maybe sometime later on in the future there'll be a face turn for one of them, or two of them, or all of them at some point. But they're still heels, but they're still very entertaining as heels, more so than I think they would be as faces. Because when they first came out, they were supposed to be faces, but
You know what?
crowd didn't like it.
The New Day mentioned The Rock again this past Monday on Raw, talking about getting revenge or whatever. Now I can see The Rock interacting with the New Day at WrestleMania.
Imagine The Rock joining with them. That'd be hilarious.
That might be the thing for WrestleMania this year. The Rock addresses New Day or some shit. They go out there and have some kind of back and forth, which I think that would be pretty funny.
That's one of the things I'm kind of hoping for with the Social Outcasts, is maybe there'll be something in the future for them where there'll be like another New Day, you know, like another really good stable. But for right now, man, it's just Adam Rose is, I don't even know what the hell he's even doing there.
But it's only, Brandon, the reason why they suck, man, is because the creative, what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to take Social Outcast and let them sort of gang up on these mid-card guys. Don't go after your top guys, because it's not going to work. You got to get the crowd to hate them from the beginning first. And I know they've all had 50 gimmicks apiece, you know, and they've all brought them in there, but they brought them in there for a reason, because they ain't got nothing else to do with them. So why not go ahead and try to have them sort of start attacking these low-card guys like Cody Rhodes and them and whatnot? You know what I mean? To me,
because they're just filler. They're just a job squad. They need to cut a promo and say, "We're still on MySpace. MySpace still rules. MySpace, man." I could just see him saying that. Bo Dallas be like, "Believe in my yearbook." You know, bring us some like sites people don't use too much anymore. We the Social Outcasts, and we still use MySpace. Yeah, they're just fillers, man. I hate to see Curtis Axel like that, because him and AJ Styles had a match last week because people like working with Curtis Axel. The Rock trained with Joe Hennig, as well as Chris Jericho, AJ Styles. They're putting them in there with people that know how to carry a match. And Curtis Axel's good, man. I just think they gave up on him too quick when he was with Paul Heyman. And he should be Mr. Imperfect, to quote Don Tony. His gimmick should be Mr. Imperfect. Like, he can't do nothing right, stuff like that. I think people really buy into that gimmick if he was the Mr. Imperfect. You know, the opposite.
Makes mistakes all the time and is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, I mean,
Mr. Imperfect. Yeah, I think that would get over.
It all boils down, dude, to what you and I always discuss. It's always dealing with the creative side of them not being able. It's like, okay, you take all those guys they bunched them together. You take like AJ Styles, you take NXT, you take Tough Enough. They've got way so many superstars and people coming in that creative you can't program every single person, you know, in that situation, because you've got way too many on your roster to have to handle. That's why I said with me, it's difficult to put everybody into in creative, because you've got way too many people that's creative that have dropped the ball numerous times, as we've all discussed with these storylines. And now with the Social Outcasts, they could be something, man, not big, but they could make a blip somewhere if they just put them in the right position to do it. And it ain't got to be a big thing. Like I said, Cody Rhodes, you could have like Jump Him, or a good little mid-card guy, Kalisto or somebody like that. That would be good to have them really get some cheap heat that way and kind of do something, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I just think they're just filler. Just time filler. Like Zack Ryder, just call you up when we need you type. Zack Ryder should join the social outcast.
But you got 3 hours of it, dude. Why would you? I mean,
Oh, tell me about it. Oh, I agree.
I
Yeah.
mean,
They got the time.
yeah, exactly. Why would you? That's what I don't get. Why put those guys in there for time filler when you've got the time to do something with them? If you got time filler, means you've got extra time that you don't need to really have, and they're just trying to kill time. Then why not make it a 2-hour show again instead of a 3? But then they said, well, we don't have enough time to develop characters. Well, when you do got time, you're not doing it. Yeah, you're not doing it at all.
So the League of, I heard everybody in the League of Urination is injured. All but, yeah, every one of them except Rusev. Alberto Del Rio's got a temporary back injury. That's why he was on the microphone doing commentary Monday night rather than being in the ring. So yeah, they're all injured, man. Yeah, just about. But they're not serious injuries. Not that I'm aware of.
Well,
yeah.
Dude, I tell you, it's just one thing or another with them. I mean, I'm not surprised. Isn't that what they're known for to begin with? Is being injured. I mean, really.
The league of injuries. Yeah.
Other than Del Rio, I mean, you look at the other guys, man, that's been on there. Yeah.
Del Rio's injured too. He's got a bad back.
That's what I'm saying. It's just ridiculous to me, you know. I mean, why they do that? So.
Yeah, because Rusev was fighting Kalisto. And Kalisto beat Rusev, and that's where Alberto was on commentary, talking smack. But yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean, the way Rusev has dropped like that, they might as well just let him go, man. You know.
Well, you know, Rey Mysterio 2.0 beat him, so you know that's kind of a sad going right there.
I mean, I like Kalisto. He's the only one that has that Rey Mysterio magic to him, I guess. But ain't no Rey Mysterio. There's only one Rey Mysterio, of course, but Kalisto's the closest thing you're going to get. And I feel sorry for Sin Cara when he comes back, because that was his last gig, that tag team, because Kalisto's the replacement of Sin Cara. They're just looking for a Rey Mysterio, so they don't need Sin Cara anymore. Now, they could bring back Sin Cara to have a feud with Kalisto, where he's bitter and angry, and they have a feud right there. Then after that, it's bye-bye. You know, they could do that. You know.
Well, I think they're going to keep Kalisto when they give him that title for him to have for a little while, though. I mean, even though when
no, I said I think they're going to let Sin Cara go.
Well,
they were looking for.
Yeah, they ain't had no firings in a while, so yeah. I mean, I would understand that if they did that. I mean, it would make sense.
Sin Cara was supposed to be the next Rey Mysterio. It didn't click on. Now Kalisto's clicking on with the crowd, so they got their Rey Mysterio person. They don't really need Sin Cara anymore once he comes back,
right?
Unless they go back to that tag team, the Botcha Dragons. However, Sin Cara and Kalisto can have a feud where Sin Cara's bitter and jealous of Kalisto, and they have a little feud there.
Yeah,
you know, I think they could do something like that.
Oh yeah, they could do that. I mean, they work the mid card scene. He can work that until he gets back with. You got Swagger that still needs somebody to fight with. You got with Ziggler's fighting with Owens, which is beyond me. I don't like that matchup. I'd rather have Owens with AJ Styles. Let those two fight it out, because those two actually can wrestle.
That'd be a good one. Yeah. Yep, that'd be a good one.
But I mean,
you're in bad company, Styles, Mr. Styles. You're in bad company, Styles. Bad company.
I like Styles, though, man. Styles, well, you know that, dude, because whenever I talked about TNA, I always talked to you. I always said AJ Styles was like my favorite one from TNA when he was on there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was the only TNA merch I bought. I got the Best of AJ Styles DVD from about 10 years ago or so. But, yeah, he was the reason I watched it. But I think his theme music fits him pretty good, because it could have been worse. It could have been worse. It'd be funny if he came out there with his old theme, I am. you are, I am. Which that'd be awesome.
Or the theme he did when he was dark, AJ Styles. Oh, man, that was a pretty good thing, too. I was watching that the other night, watching some of his old themes when he went from the old dark AJ Styles to when Aces and Eights went out there and stinging him when he was trying to. He come out there and he stopped at the edge of the thing, and he just looked down like this with his hood on, and all of a sudden his new song, his old music come back on, and he started swinging his hands around and moving around and jumping over the top rope after him. I was like, That's the old AJ Styles there, because he was dark for a while. But I like AJ Styles. And I hope he does good in there. And they were talking about how good Samoa Joe was doing good as well, man, as a heel. It's like, why is he not in WWE right now? Makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, dude, you remember I asked you about Tekken the other day?
Uh-huh.
You know why it's not out no time soon? Tekken 7 just came out 2014. Okay, Tekken 7 Faded Retribution is not out yet. That's why, like, Akuma just got announced, like, at the end of last year, of being on there from Street Fighter, because they said for some reason Street Fighter across Tekken didn't work out as well, and they didn't say.
Yeah, nobody cared. It was a good game. Nobody didn't care about it for some reason. Just one of them good games that nobody cares about.
I tried to look for a bunch of fighting games on PS4. Like, I did, like, I'm going to have to get DOA 5. I'm going to have to get that one. I already, I can get it. But I'm trying to find some other stuff. I thought, like, they might have had King of Fighters or Tekken. None of the Tekkens are on PS4. None of the Street Fighters, other than when 5 comes out, which I pre-ordered that already. 5 comes out. I've got it. Huh?
Comes out the 16th of this month.
Yep, I got it pre-ordered already.
Nice.
Yeah, man, it looks good too. Would you've seen the previews of it? It was real good, man. But
yeah, I was just watching some trailers of it. I might get it, man. It's close to my next payday. So I'm so behind on new releases, though. I would like to get it. I'm definitely gonna get it sometime for sure.
And watch Deadpool too. We got that coming up.
Is that this Friday or next Friday?
And I think it's next Friday, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah, we're gonna see that.
Yeah, it's next Friday.
Oh yeah,
next Friday.
Got to put my money back up. Well, which I get paid tomorrow, so I'm putting a little bit of pocket change in aside because I'm going for sure. I said I would, and I'm gonna go for sure to see it. The weekend's better if it come out during the week. I'd wait till the weekend, but since it comes out the weekend, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah, so pretty much there ain't not much happened on Raw. It's kind of There was a tag team main event, Dean and Roman versus I think the New Day. By then I fell asleep by then. Sasha Banks turned babyface. Her old cronies came out there and said, "Hey, we're homegirls." She said, "Yeah." And then when they tried to interfere in the match, she said, "No, I don't need no help." And people were saying that was a contradiction, but I think she was just being a babyface. She said, "Look, we could be homegirls, but I don't want to cheat to win." She said, "I want to beat Becky on my own," or whatever.
Oh, no, she's Becky Lynch's face. God,
so Sasha Banks turned babyface. I think that's a good thing, though. And her and her cronies.
Becky Lynch, man, shoot. Becky was just now getting on her run of having good matches to try to elevate her up.
Becky won the match. I believe. Becky's okay.
Yeah, Becky's my girl behind Renee. Becky's because Becky's my diva that's the fighter, and Renee's the one I like overall.
Oh, Sasha, though. I love some Sasha, but ever since she got engaged, I'm like, She was an old hot lizard Monday night, old hot lizard hopping in there like that, like right there. I was like, yeah, old Sasha Banks. JR calls her Sasha. He still calls her Sasha. And she's been out there for about a year or so. He's like, oh, what about that old Sasha Banks? You know, like, on it's Sasha. Lizard self. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Her and Becky had a match that was erotic, you know.
Well, so my other girl didn't work. My gothic girl didn't.
I didn't see her on Raw. I didn't see her on Hulu Raw. I didn't see her anywhere.
Dang, that's weird. Normally she's on there. Well, maybe give her a night off.
Hey, Ravenous, was Paige on Raw?
Nope.
You weren't on Raw.
Nope.
Paige.
Nope, she wasn't.
Turn the page.
Yeah. Well, then that tells you there about Raw then when that happens.
Last week they had The Rock. This week they had Brock. You know.
Next week they'll have
Brock and Triple H. Brock and Triple H had a little stare down backstage, and Brock was like, "I'm coming to get that," and Triple H was like, "Yeah, right." But see, I knew Triple H weren't going to defend the title every week. I knew that. They're keeping it in the authority in a little case backstage, the championship. You know, so I figured that much. People were talking about Triple H going to be back in the ring every week. No, that's going to happen. It's going to be just like when The Rock was a champ. He'll be there every week, but he's not going to have a match. He could. But, hell, I don't blame him. Shit, he might get injured. You don't want to risk injury nowadays, especially before WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying with The Rock, you know, because they said The Rock had something in his film contract or something that where he couldn't wrestle. Now they're going to try to find out, like you said, maybe they'll put him in there with the Usos and have, you know, a three-man tag match, you know, against.
He's going to interact with the New Day. He's going to do something with the New Day.
Yeah, because they need to. Because New Day is going to call him out. Now, Ravenous said the New Day is funny as shit. They just had to find their niche. Big E and them just act stupid like they did. That's why people starting to like them, man. You can't make them. You can't make them boogie. I don't care what. You could talk about the hometown team, put them down, everything. The New Day, they're still gonna cheer for New Day, you know.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what that deal is.
Well, hey, Ravenous, what was your thoughts on Raw? Did you think it was a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a thumbs in the middle?
I think it's just thumbs up their ass because I'm so sick and tired of this same old shit week after week. I'm getting so sick and tired of Roman Reigns and his boring ass. His mic skills suck. WWE, they aren't having any luck with him on the mic. They need to get him a mouthpiece like Paul Heyman or somebody who's good on the mic. Obviously, these little lessons he was having about going and taking mic skill lessons or whatever aren't working. They weren't working. Yeah, okay, he's a good competitor in the ring. He was pretty much the bull in the Shield, so there you go. That's probably one reason why he didn't talk, and it was always Seth and Dean who was talking because they're good on
he don't have charisma. He just don't have charisma. You know?
It hurts my brain, dude. It really hurts my brain to hear him talk. Charisma. Yeah.
It just doesn't have that factor that some people just aren't made to be promo cutters. He just can't do it. He don't have no. He don't. It's like he can't become the character he needs to be. You know, he has a good look. Like when he stared Triple H down when Triple H came in the ring at Royal Rumble. I told Bullet that next day, Ravenous. I told him, I said, if you watch how they've met face to face, that's a good look. But you can't. But other than as far as in the stare down, they've got a good look. So if you were doing like a title fight match by the picture, it would look great. He just cannot compete with promo.
Yeah, he's like Big Daddy Cool Diesel, but Diesel was more popular than Reigns. But he's kind of like Diesel in a way. He's got the look and everything, but he's just a body, you know. But Roman Reigns did make the best comment last year of all time on Raw, and that was tater tots, tater tots. That's the greatest thing I ever heard, man. I couldn't believe I was watching it. It was surreal.
Yeah, but then he kept repeating it over and over, trying to wear it out. He's like, hey, I found something funny to say. Let me repeat it 50 times and get the people to laugh. You know, I mean, come on. So many times it's going to be funny.
Been funny if you said tater tots, you mott-to-rots. Tater tots, mott-to-rots.
That old Don Tony. But I mean, it just gets fed up with watching how they do. It really is to me. I mean, I just get so so much frustrated with that because they didn't have anybody else there that can do it, you know. And as much as you hate Cena, and I don't like Cena at all, at least Cena can cut promos. You know what I'm saying? I hate him. We talk about him. At least Cena can cut some promos. We trash him. The man can still put on a promo and cut them. I just don't like Roman Reigns because he cannot do it. He's got, you know, like I said earlier. He
tries to be like Cena. He tries to give them cookie cutter promos like Cena. It doesn't match him.
Yeah, but Cena throws energy into them. They can be
sometimes. Yeah. Cena knows what he's doing. Yeah. He's good for his character, Cena. He knows what he's doing, I guess.
I just think it's stupid, dude, that they don't put him with Paul Heyman and let Payne, like Ravens just said, when he was with the Shield, he had everybody else talking. He could just be the bully. That's what made him effective. That's why people see Roman as the bully out of all three of them. Why can't you do that with now? Have him turn against Roman, and if Brock.
Because Vince McMahon is very stubborn. They're trying to make him that top babyface, and it's just not going to work.
No.
But he's stubborn. He's stubborn. Vince is stubborn. But hey, Bill, did you get the Raw rating for this week, or you ain't had time yet? Don't matter.
It won't take me a second, sir, to pick that up. I hadn't.
I'd be very interested to see what the rating was.
Yeah, I was getting everything else together, and I was trying to figure. I won't take me a second. Oh, did you see Ryback's new gear that he's going to start wearing? Now
I don't pay any attention. Yeah. It's amazing how Ryback had such a big push a couple of years ago. Like I was watching some of CM Punk's last run, and he would always talk about Ryback. You put me in there with superstars like Ryback. And Ryback had a big push, man. Like he's just almost a jobber now compared to what he was. Remember that Hell in a Cell match with CM Punk, Ryback, and CM Punk had a referee cheat to beat Ryback. Man, it's just unstoppable. Now he's just
when he got hurt, when that babyface turn was good after he come off of being a heel. When he got that babyface turn, that's when he got good. But then he got hurt, and that's where everything has been derailed since then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bill Mack here with your Monday Night Raw rating. Monday's episode of WWE Raw scored a whopping 2.38 rating, which is down from the 2.93 rating the show drew last week. The show averaged 3.383 million viewers, which is down from the 4.098 million from last week. Hour one averaged it dropped. Hour one averaged 3.5 million. Hour two, 3.4. Hour three, 3.0. Everybody, by the time the main event was to happen, the third hour, it dropped almost half a million viewers of a drop. 500,000 viewers within a 2-hour time span.
And Roman Reigns ain't got nothing to do with that.
And see, that's just one of the things right there. I just knew that when they realized that their ratings were going down, they're like, okay, we have to do something big or edgy. Edgy nowadays ain't nothing to describe WWE like they were in the Attitude Era. But when they ended up doing that, I was right. They did it maybe 1 or 2 weeks. The ratings went up, then they went right back to the same old shit. Now the ratings are dropping again. The only thing it seems like WWE wants to do is they want to be as mid-level as they can possibly be. They aren't about trying to raise their ratings up anymore. It's like they just want enough to be able to broadcast their wrestling on USA Network because they know if they're going to get low ratings, USA Network is going to get onto them about it. So they have to get edgy again in order to be able to have The Rock go out there and say goat penis or have a little bit of blood seep out of Dean Ambrose's head or something like that just to be edgy to try to go and, let's raise our ratings up. Guess what? It's not working.
Well, Revs, I agree with you 100% there, man. And just to me, if it seems, adding on to that, it just seems like when they went PG, you're going to have, and I watched the reason why I'm saying this is because I watched the WCW Rise and Fall of it last night on WWE Network. Yeah. I saw how when they were going through the whole, when they started going down, they weren't, WWE was able to be edgier to keep up with it and getting more and more. But like you seen a lot of the guys talking about WCW, standard of practices there, they couldn't do only so much. They couldn't get edgy like that. But you look at WWE now, they're no longer the WWE. They're on the same channel, same USA channel, but now they're going to PG instead of where they were back then. They're no longer showing blood, no longer getting edgier, which is what really drew the fans then. That's what really drew the fans in when it was the Attitude Era, because when they started getting away from that, being more PG friendly, people are going to suffer. The ratings are going to suffer because you got a lot of majority of audience that love the Attitude Era, but when you cut all that stuff out, and drop it, and it becomes a PG where you're catering to the soccer moms and the kids, those males are going to cut out on you, and that's just what they're doing.
Yeah, back in the day, it was college kids watching Raw. Now it's just teeny boppers and small children watching it and grown-ups that stick with it.
There's no
People
surprises anymore.
targeted
There's
at
no
different audiences.
surprises. It's the same
Well,
stuff
Raw,
week after week.
this past Monday's Raw felt like a lazy script, a lazy show. It just felt like a lazy show, lazy script, you know. Like nothing happened. I mean, Kevin Owens lost to Dolph Ziggler clean. I mean, that was the only problem.
For weeks now.
What the fuck was that about? Kevin Owens must have did something backstage or something, man. Like, what the fuck was that about?
I don't get
That's okay, man. I just renewed my Kindle Unlimited membership. I'm reading this YouTube Black Book. They got a whole chapter on no shit, buy a camera. I'm like, no shit. No shit. I need some YouTube secret success tips here, man. They talking about make sure you buy a camera. Make sure people can hear you. No shit. I know that much. But it's okay. It was free. Comes with a membership.
It's kind of funny when you think about the WWE pay-per-views now. It seems like, to me, I think that USA Network probably has some discussion with Vince McMahon or WWE or something along those lines where they didn't want to show, I don't know if it was Vince or USA, where they couldn't show blood on their broadcast and they get pissed off about it if it happens. But on WWE Network, they can do whatever they want to. And usually it kind of seems over the past few pay-per-views they've been having like a little bit of blood or something here and there to make it edgier. But then again, it's like, if it happens on USA Network, oh, we got to get the trainer out there, put on his little rubber gloves and make sure we get it off of there. We can't have any red. It's just like what they had before, what was it, a few years ago, when Brock Lesnar got busted open on Raw. When they showed the recap of it, they put it all in black and white. That was stupid. I think it started out in color and then they turned it over to black and white because we can't show blood on USA Network. And meanwhile, all these other shows they have has a lot of blood on them, but WWE can't do it.
And it's the same rating. Yeah, that's what they don't get. You talking about when Cena had that busted nose where he got punched in the nose by Brock?
No, it was, I forgot who he was having a feud with, but Brock, it might have been Cena and Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar got busted, got his face busted open really bad on Raw, and blood was just pouring down his face.
You remember when Cena got his nose busted on Raw too, right? By Brock, that first promo they had, setting up Extreme Rules match they had back in 2012. Brock had that, Cena had that busted nose, blood dripping. He was just smiling like a little child, child with candy.
Yeah.
well, it's just they don't want to go into that PG. They don't want to get off that PG rating because merchandise is selling. They're not worrying about the product. They're more worried about the merchandise now. What do you think, Randy Orton and a lot of parents got mad because they're like, hey, I went to buy my kid a Randy Orton shirt, and all they've got in my kid's size is John Cena shirts. So what do? Well, you have to end up buying your kid a John Cena one because you don't want him to go and not have one when he goes there and you have the money to get it. So you end up getting, so there's another cha-ching in John Cena's registry, but it's not just because all the kids will gravitate toward it, just because they leave you really with a slim pickings of what they got and what they want you to get. If they don't want kids to get Randy Orton or any of these other guys, they won't put their merchandise out in those sizes. Even Kevin Owens said something about that. And Bullet, I think I told you about that a while back about the shirts. I think Kevin Owens mentioned about their when they sell at these shows. So, you can't get them if they're not there. That's what Randy Orton was talking about.
With his hot new fiance, this hot Latino woman.
I haven't seen her yet. I have to look her up. See what
it's on Unfiltered with Renee Young, Randy Orton interview.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just short interviews. They're like 10 minutes. I like a good long 30-minute interview. But hey, it was pretty interesting. I don't blame him one bit, man. Shoot, be out there getting me some ass too, like that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we reached the end of this episode, and thanks, my friends, for watching. Y'all take care.